and life don't stop just because, you know, it happened to you. You know, like I told you when you first start, life don't stop, you know. You can still live a long, healthy life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was being for real, you know. We don't, it ain't not a day promise to nobody, you know. So.
What's your step closer? Why you all the way over there?
Yeah, man, you know.
Step closer. You gotta. This. You co-hosting. Take that. Get in the center. Come here. Go. Yeah.
I think sometimes we just forget that we're still human beings. Yeah, I think it's important that everyone should know their status. Knowing your status is the first step to really kind of having that conversation. I think it's important we learn how to tackle stigma and get rid of it. I think it's such an extremely amazing thing that I get to do this every day and meet such great people and learn their story and share some of their story with the people that watch us every day. To remember to stay hopeful in victory.
So I take a lot.
That brings me to my next topic. Sorry guys, they're my nieces. They're my cousins, my second cousins in the background. They fun. They're having fun. I want to go back to now talking about as far as your personal experience. As far as have you had any encounters, any personal scares yourself with just not even HIV? You found out oh shit, I'm here. I'm burning. I'm dripping. I gotta do something about this. Because you get that part, you're like, oh, something's going on. Something's going wrong.
You know, you gotta wrap it up, man. You know, that's that, man. You know, fortunately, you know, I had experiences with my auntie and them. They told me, you know, you're gonna experience, you're gonna go out there and experiment, make sure, you know, wrap it up. Fortunately, you know. Mm-hmm. For most of my encounters, I did so, you know. I'm gonna leave that kind of like that, man. If you trust them, you know, ain't you know, it's nothing wrong with going to get checked out with each other, you know.
Yeah.
You know, other than that, you know, I mean, if you trust them, by all means, don't do your thing, you know.
I don't know, because I said earlier, you know, if you trying to catch,
other than that,
if you trying to catch him up, you know what I'm talking about? You trying to catch him up or catch her up? Nah, take them to go get tested together. That's how you catch. That's how you catch a motherfucker.
If they can't get tested with you, then then you know, that in itself, you know, I'll tell you a lot, you know, why they scared, you know.
Yeah.
It's some, I don't know.
And sometimes it's not
a topic that people want to discuss at all times, you know. Sometimes people just forget about it, you know, and I understand that. But in today's day and age, you know, protect yourself, man.
So many
what
things.
You gotta do.
So many things that are out there. If you aren't educated, especially if you are not in the most flourishing environment, or you don't have access to transportation to get tested, if you don't have a car, you don't have access to condoms because you can't pay for it. But as a human, of course you're gonna have hormones, you're gonna have those reactions, and if you don't have access to that, then what are you doing to protect yourself? You know, different things that we don't have access, in a lot of impoverished areas, which tends to have a dense amount of black people, we tend to fall through the cracks. And so I think that's what we're trying to do here today, is just kind of talk about.
I think we're more trusting, you know, and that's why we do a lot of we participate in a lot of the unprotected sexual activities that we do, you know. We quick to go off a person's word, you know, instead of doing the research or going the extra mile to find out the information for ourselves, you know. Yeah. Which is not, you know what I'm saying, nothing wrong with that. Exactly. That's perfectly normal, you know. But us as a human race just need to educate ourselves more about sex, you know, and a lot of us ain't had a fathers, you know.
Yeah.
Or the mothers sometimes because of the jobs, you know. To teach us about the sex, and then sexual education was like a breeze through school. I mean,
that shit was like in the middle of nothing. It was just like this and that.
It really wasn't super educating, you know. Yeah. I mean, we got what we got out of it, and that was that. You know, with my girls,
I can see you being like hella strict with your girls.
It's kind of tough, you know. But again, like I said, I got peers who happen to be a little bit younger than me, who will go on to grown men one day, you know. And so, with that, just always, you know, carry protection yourself as well, you know. Keep you a few condoms in your purse, you know. It don't hurt to help, you know.
Yeah.
It's a man's job to have it, but you know, just in
Is
case
it really
you don't
though?
have it.
Like, is it really though?
I mean,
like they got female condoms out there too.
Yeah,
like, come on,
they
sis.
They do, you know, but
it's 50-50.
It costs $1, you know. You got $1, man.
They are expensive though.
Yeah. You trying to get them single, yeah.
But like, if like I said, but you're right though. If you don't have the resources, how are you gonna pay for it? But if you go to your local health department or health office, they should provide those, like lubrication, male condoms. They don't really give out the female condom like that because they are probably pretty expensive to get those.
You know, pretty expensive to get them. I mean, to take precautions, like I said, you know, my daughters get that age, birth control. You know, just teach them about all the diseases out there, inform them about it from health, you know, and hopefully they take the knowledge that I laid on them and use that, you know, and teach their kids. With the wind. Life is about teaching, you know.
It is.
Everybody needs.
You learn through your failures. Walk into fear, motherfucker. I'm talking to you watching this because you are amazing. You're brave. Walk into fear because that is the only way you know how capable and how strong you are.
Definitely.
I'm a goofball by nature. I'm a Gemini, so. Hey! yes. But I kind of wanted to go a little more in depth about you because, like I said, I don't want to make this about me. I want to make this about your experience through the understanding of what you learned about me, and then how you your personal experience as well, which makes me want to ask you: did you have a knowledge of HIV, you know, before you found out that I was?
Most definitely, you know. I got a granddaddy, you know, out there. He was young, he was doing his thing, you know. It is what it is, man, you know. Hey, when you decide to take a conscious decision, and you that old, which my granddaddy way older than us, you know. Hey, what can I say about it, you know? But this ain't the first time, you know. He got it, so it really didn't affect me as much as yours affected me, which I hope my granddad don't see that. But you know.
We still love you, granddad. We still love you.
Yeah, but yeah, you know. But it really ain't had it wasn't extremely traumatic. My granddaddy still here, still strong. He went from being on the cane, now he walking perfectly normal now, you know.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I love hearing older black men. Y'all hear me say this before. Older black men who are HIV positive, and they're surviving. Yeah, they aren't telling their story publicly like I am, but to know that there are people out there, because I don't know that. This is still new to me. I've only been 4 years into this, and I've only seen one older black man who much I ain't gonna say that about your uncle, but a much older, and seeing that makes me feel hopeful. Hearing that story makes me feel hopeful. But I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to say that because I just love that. That just
we all just human at the end of the day, man. You know, man. Just because somebody else thinks something right don't necessarily mean that it's right, you know. Everybody got their own conscious decisions, you know. Everybody gonna interpret things different, so you just gotta live your life, man. It's your life, you only get one of them.
I think you forgot what I asked you.
What you asked me, man?
What did I ask you?
I did forget what you asked me.
Was your personal experience. So
okay.
you were saying about your grandfather.
Yeah, my granddad.
Yeah, as far as did you know about HIV before about my status?
But do the research.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's books out there, like I said. You can go on the web, Google it. I'm pretty sure you'll find out a little bit more There's healthcare centers out there that teach you about it, pamphlets everywhere. You know, inform yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Educating yourself is key. You know, you can't depend on another person to educate you. You gotta educate yourself.
Like, we may be here talking to you about this, but the only reason why we're here talking about it is because we're just trying to break the stigma. Where we ain't looking in books and doing homework. Of course we read books, but like, you know, doing the homework for you.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Quill. Like, if you gotta go out there and you have to learn that, because if you're not learning it yourself, and you're a young person, you get an STD and you don't know who to go to.
Yeah.
At least do some information on yourself, because if something's different down there and you don't think it's different, and you're not sure who to go to talk about why it's different, it got some long-term effects. Really, just that down there, and then also up here. Because if you know you're telling yourself I'm okay, this is okay, and then you going out, you know, having sex with other people.
9 times out of 10, we telling ourselves it's okay.
It's
know?
okay.
We don't even know what the symptoms is half of the time,
Yep.
you know? And so, yeah, just education. Education is key. You gotta educate yourself about those things, you know?
And y'all know I hate needles. To T. Do you like needles?
You know, I'm not a needle fan, but, you know, if I need a needle from the doctor at the time, and they gotta do it, they gotta do what they gotta do.
Oh, Lord. I can't.
You know?
I can't. There was one time I got my wisdom teeth pulled out, and they had to put, like, the numbing in my mouth. The doctor pulled out this huge needle, and I was just like, no, you're not. No, you're not. I literally walked out. I ran out, actually. I called my mom. I was like, he's about to put a needle in my mouth. What is... She's like, boy, if you don't get back in there, you're 19 years old, and get your teeth pulled out. And I'm like...
Yeah, you have to numb it up, man, you know?
I did not like that at all. I want 5 kids.
No abstinence,
Give me your kids, and then you can go be abstinence. How about that?
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna do a thing, man, you know?
That's what my papa asked. He's like, you just like me. He's like, you ain't nothing but a dog.
I'm past the point of being scared of life, you know?
You gotta live your best life.
Most definitely.
Honestly, you really do. And when you sit in fear and you worry about what other people think, like that, like it's unhealthy. I've been there. Sometimes I still be there. Sometimes.
Focus.
What's running through your head if you deep in thought?
A lot, man, you know? It's just...
I'm knocking on the door. You gonna answer?
It's just a lot, man.
What you thinking about? I'm legit asking, like, what are you thinking about? Like, what's running through your head? I'm legit just wanna know.
It's a lot at the time.
Are you gonna share? You gonna share something? Something you feel comfortable with?
Now we keep on going with what you was saying, you know.
I forgot what I was saying. I was knocking on your door.
Just humans. Like I said, man, we can't be doubtful, we can't be mad at each other, we just humans, man. Things happen, man. We're not perfect.
We aren't. We really aren't. I was reminiscing earlier. You were there that one time. Remember back in 2016? It was Halloween night. It's your birthday.
Yeah.
And like I had that whole situation when I came back and you guys came to my mom's place.
Yeah.
And I was acting all cool, like keep my composure. And then like Jury and my other cousin came to me. He said, man, he made like a joke, and I kid you not, I like burst out in tears and like walked away. Do you remember that night?
I think so. Yeah.
It would be hard because we was kind of having a good time, but this was early on in the night, though.
I mean, at the time wasn't a joking matter, but you know, a little sense of humor. You know what I'm saying? From cuz, you know, he did it to enlighten you. I don't think he did it to bring
No, he didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
I was just in a weird headspace. Yeah. It had nothing to do with like my status. It was just something that happened.
Partying, doing the same, and we really didn't really take the time. Yeah, we had little convos, what you asked through the okay, cuz we really didn't take the time to really dig deep, like, man, bro, you taking your meds? I mean,
Yeah.
how you feeling, you know? Everything going cool out there? I mean, we just didn't take the time to do that, so whatever you had did that day was most like was definitely acceptable, you know.
Like, how I'm feeling maybe on a day, you know, you don't want to act a certain way, be a certain way because I'm dealing with something myself. But then at the same time, I think what's always the best part about those type of situations is always asking like, yo, are you okay? Like you were saying, you know, what's going on? Like, I think that's just one of those missed questions we tend to forget to ask sometimes. Like,
well, if we did ask, it was more on the lines of being kind of rushed because we was doing other activities.
Yeah,
at the time, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
We didn't really have the time to really sit down and touch bases on it, you know. So,
and it's just speaking, not even just our situation, because honestly, like, I wasn't. It took me a while to even be open and actually talk to my family about me being positive. It's not until maybe this last year where I became comfortable with just saying HIV in public, HIV at work, or
for a lot
of things.
For a while, we was most likely, you know what I'm saying, we was angry at the time. When we first found out, even though we threw out the secrets, you know. Not angry at you per se, but angry at the situation in itself, you know.
Yeah.
And how you was treated, you know. The embarrassment, you know. But you were real when you said, you know, I ain't gonna look back on it, I ain't gonna let it bring me down, I ain't gonna let it bring the family down, we can move forward, you know. And you did what you had to do, you graduated, got your degree, you doing what you know what I'm saying, what you set out to do. And I ain't mad at you for it, you know. Yeah, something I ain't do, you know, so I'm proud of you, man. For real. Well, definitely, yo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to, honestly, like I said, this is just not me. That's in my mentality. We all, I think, in this world, we all try to find like some sense of purpose of how can I help somebody? How can I just do that? And that's kind of like all I want to do. Like, I don't want anything from this. Like, I don't want to be rich. I just want to tell stories, listen to people. I want to actually make difference, and I know that I can't do that by myself.
Yeah, you go on the extra step, you know. Sometimes it starts with the extra step to inform a whole community, but, you know, we inform, but sometimes we need to be re-informed.
Yes.
So,
yes.
You know, when you get re-informed, you know, you'll do better. You'll educate yourself. You'll move better. You'll think wiser about decisions that you make, you know. You know, but it's somebody else about there who probably younger, who probably older, who been doing this, going through it, who depressed, feel like they're at the end of their ropes, sick, hospitalized, you know, and just this to get them that little inspiration that they probably need, you know.
There's this great story about this kid. It's a fictional where there's a whole bunch of starfish that washed up on the beach. And so this little kid is going up picking up every starfish by himself. And there's an older gentleman saying, wait, and he's like, what are you doing? He said, I'm picking up the starfish and I'm putting them back in the ocean. He's like, Dad, you know you can't do that by yourself. It's impossible, basically. He's like, you can't do it by yourself, you know. And if you end up doing it, you'll be wasting your time. Because it won't make a difference because they're going to shoot back up. So it's not just me, you know, it's you coming on here, it's people who are identifying the same story.
I mean, having a support team is key, you know, like you said, a real good support team that gets you through a lot, you know. The world in itself is a cool world, so, you know, you definitely don't want to go at it alone.
Yeah.
A good support group is key, you know. A good support group will get you through. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
It make a hell of a difference.
Just having that person to he tap him on the back, man, it's gonna be okay, you know. You don't get those often, so, you know, just a person doing that, you know. Man, keep your head up, you know.
Well, guys, we had a really intense, fun, intimate
Deep, man. I
conversation.
definitely had a fun time with you, cuz.
You know what? You're gonna shake my hand on screen. This Mooly, give me a hug.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for coming
Love,
on
my
here.
dog.
Like, this, guys, this is Dusty Lion. This is my awesome, special, wonderful cousin, Quill.
Yeah.
He ain't single, so don't try it. And don't be going to his DMs. Don't be going to mine, because we ain't about it. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Return back here the next day, because we're going to be having another one of my family members here on the show. As always, you guys be hopeful in victory. Bye.